Hi friends, today we're going to use scraps and we are going to use vellum and we are going to make pockets that will not show the glue. If you're excited about that and you want to join me, grab your scraps and some vellum or some tracing paper and let's play together. Hi, it's Carrie with Created Me Creative and welcome to my cozy little corner. So I wanted to add vellum pockets to the Botanical Bliss Journal. And I love vellum. But every time you put glue on it, you can see the glue lines. So I wanted to do something that would hide that. And I thought, I have a lot of these paper strips. What if we create a frame around the outside edge of the vellum? What we stick in the vellum pocket will show through like a window or a picture frame. And with the scraps around it, it will look exactly like a picture frame. So let's do that. I have all the little strips. The purple, some orange, some green. I think this one's a little bit more brown. And I need enough to make, I don't know, between 1/4 and 1/2 inch width frame, I think. I don't want it to take up too much space. I think that would be too much. That might be right. I don't want to use the purple though this time around. I have already made one with the purple. So I think this time I would like to use probably the orange. And I have some other ideas to use up these strips too, but today we're going to do this one. So I think I'm going to use this one, this cutoff paper. And I'm going to get all these little strips off to the side. And we're going to use this bigger strip. And let me just make sure I have a straight edge at the top. Make sure that I'm in camera. And I think I'm going to line it up on this line here so that I can make sure, because when you do it, you have to make sure every single strip is exactly the same width. So I will do that, and I will make a few of these. These are really long, so I'm going to start with 2. And I've made this piece of vellum. It's just a little longer than 4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. So I am going to cut 2 strips to 5 inches to start. The sun is really bright. I hope it's not casting too much of a shadow. When the sun shines, I really do love it coming in. All right, so that is our length. And then our width is just a little bit past 4. So I think I'm going to actually make a pencil mark. It's right on the edge there. Hold it together. I really do love using vellum. It's just a nice, the added, like it's a nice texture. Being able to see through it. I like printing on it too. In actually, I'll show you. Oops, I didn't cut that straight. Let's see if I can get it straight. There we go. I think I did it. Yep. In the center signature of Botanical Bliss, there is a vellum pocket. And I sewed it on. My sewing machine did not like it at all. But I managed, and I really like that. There's You can't really see too much through it because I did print on it, but it's so pretty. So, but this time we're going to keep it clear, and then that way what we tuck into the pocket will show, just like that. So, all right, get the cutting board out of the way because the rest of it is scissors, a pencil, and some glue. And that is all we're going to need for the rest of this. So you just want to take your, I find it easier. I find it easier to put the long strip on, and you're only going to hold it. We're not gluing yet. And then take a short strip and line it up best you can. And once that's lined up, I'm going to zoom you in so you can see this. Okay, right where these two pieces meet. So we've got our short strip and our long strip. So right here where they meet, we're going to put a pencil mark, kind of on an angle. And then we're going to take that and cut straight to the corner, like that. So that's going that way. This one is going this way, so we're going to turn them back to back. Line that edge up, you can see it there. And we're going to use that guide to cut that corner. And when they lay down, they should match up, just like that. It's perfect. So then we're going to take this short piece to the other end. If I can pick it up, to the other end of the long piece. And hold them together. Line up that point. And take our scissors and cut that as well. So now our long piece has the two edges. And that is what we will then take and mark the rest of them. I'm gonna flip that over. Hold it. Like that. So now we have our short piece. One short edge, one longer edge, and same with the long piece. And we are just going to line up our short piece and our long piece and use these as guides. One, two. That's our short pieces done. And then line up our long pieces. One. Turn it around. If I can see that one. Two. All right, let me get these scraps out of the way and zoom you back out, and then we will glue these down. I think I might ink it. There we go. Back out we go. I think I'm going to ink the edges. Got my vintage photo here. You can tell I use it a lot. Can't even read the words on the lid anymore because I just plunk my dauber on top. Okay. Now we can start gluing down. So we could go with the dark. This is a reversible paper, but I think I want the light side out. Just a little bit of glue. Now, it doesn't seem to matter how you do this. Vellum likes to curl once it's gotten wet. So I am going to stick it under a book once these are on. And that way it will lay flat. We're just going to line it up on the very edge of the paper. Like that. And then we'll move to a short piece. So I hope you're all doing well. Getting some crafting time in. I am happy to be back in the craft room. I enjoy every moment that I can now. My work is busier now. So I don't get in here quite as much. On my slow times, I work 2, sometimes only 1, but 2, that was a lot of glue, 2 days a week, and only for a few hours each morning. And now I am working 3 days. I am only part-time now. I'm semi-retired, and I'm trying to fully retire whenever that happens. But now my days are longer. So I'm, instead of, 3 hours or so, I could work up to a full 8-hour shift. And so after that, I don't often have the energy to come and craft. But I do like my days off in the craft room. Okay. There she is. I'm just going to press that down. You can already see it starting to curl a little. See how it's got that little bit of a warp? But I'm going to put it under a book. I will grab the other one that I made earlier. Yeah, and see how it's doing. Hold on one second. Okay, there she is. So let me grab Botanical Bliss. And I think my thought was to put it in on this page, because on the lines you can't really write on that, but I don't want to lose the color of that, because this was the inspiration paper. So that's why I decided I wanted a vellum pocket, because then you can still see that even if you don't have anything in the pocket, you still have that. So I think that I'm just going to give this a quick ink around so that the vellum has some ink as well. And then I think we're just going to glue this right in. So let's go on the outside edge all the way around 3 sides. And this will hide that glue because we have now framed it. I'm going to put it down fairly low. Try and make it straight. And now we have this beautiful vellum pocket without any glue spots showing. And I just love that. So I happen to have a tag here that we had made with our Small Pages, Big Possibilities, and that's just going to fit in absolutely perfect. And the decoration on the tag shows. I love it. I love it. And I know, okay, so by creating this as a window, and that tag fits perfectly in there, I think maybe we could decorate along this edge. And I've got my little bowl of goodies again, and I thought maybe we could just pull out a few items. I've got this circle that would work. We've got this one here, which kind of mirrors that plant in there. That would be really nice. And then maybe we could just do like a word. Even though there is a word here, we could still do a word. And then, of course, I like odd numbers. Let's see what we've got in here. I know I have stamps. I don't think that purple goes. It's more of a burgundy, and I think that stamp's too big if we're going to use the word grace. My word of the year. Could add a little green flower. What do we think of that? Okay, I like the green flower. I do not love the word like that. So let me, hold on, let me dig down in here and see what else we have. I have a number. That might work. That's just cut out of a book. That could work. Let's see. That again is cut out of a book. Treasure. Oh, one side says change is good and the other side says treasure. That actually might work with the pocket we already made because it's got the orange letters. I'm going to set that aside. It might work with the orange. How about dewdrops? I like that. Let's go with that. All right. Put some stuff back here. I will ink this little guy here. When I fussy cut, I do not get my edges perfect. So ink is a perfect way to cover up imperfect fussy cutting. All right, and I'm going to trim those little white edges off the side here. So this is just one added pocket in Botanical Bliss here. I am going to do a video for Thursday with other pocket ideas and tuck spots and possibly even belly bands. So if you want to come back for that on Thursday, I would love for you to join me. All right, so I'm going to bring that down. We'll put dewdrops right there. So let me just stick a small bit of glue under the S to get it stuck to. I'm going to do that there. And dewdrops is going to go there. And now that those two are together, we can figure out where this little green flower is going to go. And I think I'm going to just do it like that. It might be hard to see. I've got a little bit of shadow from my window, but it'll get super dark. And now here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put that there. I may find something to go in the center of that flower. So let me just grab some glue on these top little leaves, petals, leaves. Just stick it there. And then we can glue the entire thing down. Oh, I think I got dewdrops already stuck, but all right. Now that those bits are together, we can put glue on everything. And a little bit on the flower. That looks like a lot, but I don't think it's as much as it looks like. Make sure dewdrops is straight. There we go. Press that down. And what am I going to put in the center of that flower? Maybe a button. Let me find a little button. Could do that. I also have these. Maybe I'll use, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Oh, hold on. I just spotted a purple button. It's got a little bit of gold on it, except that it's not going to lay flat because it's raised. That would have been super pretty, but it's got a raise on the back. But I'm going to keep that out because I might be able to sew it onto one of the ruffles at some point. So let's still add a little sparkle though. Pulled out the wrong piece. All right, so what size? A big one might be too big. I think we're going to go with the second size down. I just have to figure out which color. I wonder if the green will work. I have a pair of tweezers. These don't always work. I just want to put a little, let me see if I like that first. I do like that. Let me put just a smidge of glue on it and put that right in the center. Isn't that pretty? Just a little tiny bling. And it's nice and flat too, so it won't be too bulky. And then we've got our tag that comes in and out. And this was the, let me zoom you back out again. This was the hidden writing space tag that we made as well. There we are. I hope the sun isn't blocking the view of that. So let me hold that down. Maybe you can see that all together better. There we are. Well, thank you for joining me. I know it was a super short project, but sometimes it's nice just to have something easy that uses up our scraps. And that's exactly what we did today. We just used some scrap paper from our project, a little bit of vellum, some of the remnants that we had that we were decorating our Little Pages Big Possibilities projects with. And yeah, I'm going to do in the last signature, the one that we just made with the orange frame. And there we go. All right. Thanks and take care. Chat soon. Bye-bye.